So we're back in full Dismal Disney mode. I do not know what happened. Somebody just released all the bad. Today we've got multiple stories from Disney. We've got multiple stories just to cover. I'll be doing several low-tier videos today, so keep your eyes out. We already dropped the video on Peltz getting backed by Iger Jones in the proxy war, but this is bonkers, and it's terrible, terrible bad news for Disney, and it doesn't seem like they can get very far away from all of the bad news that they're experiencing, if they can get away at all. And I would say they can't. They can't seem to get away. We're going to jump right into this, but a quick reminder that I do sponsor myself through the website beachpunk.us. You can get all kinds of gear there, hats, obviously, water bottles like this guy right here, and things like that. Please do go there, support me. I would really appreciate it. There's amazing gear there, towels, shorts, sandals, shoes, you name it. Limited edition things are going to be off and on the website on the regular, and I will be seeing a lot of you in Las Vegas here in the next week or so. 2 weeks? Anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys there. But let's get to the story. Disney drops lawsuits against Ron DeSantis, and Florida governor scores victory in war with Magic Kingdom after it tries to stop tourism board taking control of what was Reedy Creek. Now, that's a very lengthy headline, but we'll break it down very quickly. Basically, Disney lost. Disney loses all the time now. This was the last thing that they could do to try to stop Florida from basically getting what they made law. I mean, they can't escape that this district was essentially removed and replaced with something that was actually governed by a group of people that weren't beholden to Disney. It wasn't a corrupt environment. And when you look at this, I mean, these are the sub headlines, the bullet points. It says, Disney entered a settlement with Florida, ending lawsuits against the state. Well, of course they did. Probably because they knew that if Disney went down the rabbit hole any further, they were going to discover a lot of unpleasant aromas, and that would have led them to, well, Disney may be in some real legal trouble. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's still a lot there that the state of Florida could pursue. Whether or not they do, we don't know. We do know that legal disputes started when DeSantis cracked down on the privileges afforded to the theme park and its resorts in Orlando that no other entity in the state had. They had things that are immeasurable, like the equivalents of like regional government or even state government level types of powers, which was bonkers. And this is the very quote that kind of brings it all together. No corporation should be its own government. But this is, of course, from our folks over at the Daily Mail. Look, a little breaking news there at the top. But it says, Disney agreed to drop its lawsuits against Florida Governor DeSantis in a major win. The settlement agreement on Wednesday includes Disney acknowledging 11th hour deals it made with the outgoing Reedy Creek Improvement District are now null and void. Yeah, no kidding. They were so illegal. Walt Disney made these last-ditch efforts in an attempt to solidify property rights and grant the theme park additional powers as DeSantis appointed a new board to oversee the area. So they want to hold the corporation accountable to laws and taxes in Orlando, well, and also state things as well. DeSantis' war with Disney, it's not a war with Disney. Disney decided to, well, do war with the state of Florida with some of their, policy supports and things like that. But anyway, publicly spoke out against the governor's policies regarding education, specifically the teaching of, well, identitarianism and, and also the changing of the socially understood mechanics behind our binary sexes. Anyway, but anyway, the critics dubbed that the Don't Say Gay law, which, was incredibly disingenuous because that's not what the law said. So, and so after this all happened, and there's a picture of the Magic Kingdom right there. The governor added, moving forward, we stand ready to work with Disney and the district to help promote economic growth, family-friendly tourism, and accountable government in Central Florida. There you go. So in a hit back against the DIE stuff, D-I-E, division, exclusion, and indoctrination, those policies that were put in place by Disney, DeSantis started the process of stripping the massive company from its powers in Florida after Chapek's statements. That's not truly correct. DeSantis didn't do that. That was the legislature as a whole in huge numbers. And of course, the governor signed the policy into law, or that particular bill, I should say, into law. Many Republicans are against DIE. I think many humans are against DIE once they realize what it is, which is a practice corporations, companies promoting what they deem as fairness. I'm changing some of the lines here, which isn't anywhere close to that. They're seeking to do communist, Marxist kinds of practices, such as equity, which does not exist in the world. They want equality of outcome, which is a lie, because you should only get what you earn. That's the way the world works. So anyway, so specifically, critics claim DIE is a way to implement inherently discriminatory programs that favor minorities and promote left-wing ideologies, and that's actually what it does. It destroys businesses. I mean, we're seeing that happen in general, and it only empowers the largest of corporations, which is a consolidation of power, and cartels and monopolies should be broken up. Let's just be fair about that. So the House did pass the bill 9B, and DeSantis signed it into law. So there you go. So as Sif Todd wanted to take over, this should be all history for most of you. Disney entered into a last moment agreement with Reedy Creek, not following any of the normal practices to do so, because you have to make that publicly known and available. And they tried to stop the board from assuming their power. So Wednesday's settlement seeks Disney acknowledging the development agreement is null and void and has no legal effect or enforceability, which is probably good. I imagine now that Disney's going to have no problem letting people in to inspect everything that they need to inspect, like their power plants, etc. And of course, the monorails and things like that, which I think a lot of people would be worried about, to be fair. So media outlets covering the ongoing tensions between the governor and theme parks, roads, and entertainment conglomerate, trying to talk too quickly, were too quick to label Disney's deal with Reedy Creek a win. DeSantis' office claims the agreement on Wednesday puts to bed the legal fight between Disney and the Florida governor and establishes an even playing field for businesses in Orlando. Cannot argue with that. You can find more coverage, obviously, or more to the story over here on Daily Mail if you so choose. You can also check out what they're covering over there at that park place. We've got some other folks in our realm, our sphere, that are covering this as well. I am not surprised this happened. I think Legal Mindset, Andrew over there, really nailed it and was 100% right. He's going to be right on pretty much every single thing that's here. And we get around to the actual tax stuff that Disney has been able to avoid for a long period of time. I think people are going to be very interested in the state of Florida pursuing all of the things that Disney has done improperly, which they've done for a long time. They've done a lot of things that benefited themselves only, and they use, quote unquote, the money in Reedy Creek just to benefit themselves and not the other people or other entities that resided within that area. And case in point, they went out of their way to essentially remove the area of celebration, which was a Disney community that they originally designed to build out. They basically excluded that from their boundaries so that they would not be beholden to that community. They absolutely wanted nobody over them and over that specific government that they controlled illegally. Which, again, I think that there's a lot to be said for that. But hey, what do you think? Do you think this is a good thing that Disney finally has put this to rest? It's an incredible waste of resources on their part, and it doesn't benefit the shareholders at all. Of course, it's been revealed to be what it is, and as more and more things come out, especially from the audit that was done not that long ago, they really didn't have a lot to stand on to begin with. So, but anyway, what do you think? Do you think that this was a good thing? Do you think that this will settle this? Do you think the state's likely to go deeper into Disney's books and find more things that were done improperly? Do you think it's better that the state is going to be overseeing ride development and safety and things like that, like they do with every other park, right? I think so. At least I'm not sure how it works. Maybe it's the city that's involved in that, but at least something that's involved in maintaining these standards will hold Disney accountable for some of these things. I think that's a good thing. And I'm a former lover of Disney. I would love to be a lover of Disney again. I just want them to be good again, and I want them to go back to being a wholesome family company rather than what they've been doing under Bob Iger the last, 8 years. Iger's a bad deal. I cannot wait for Peltz to take over. So check out the video from earlier today. Check out all the other Dismal Disney videos that have come out, and I think I'll probably drop one more today. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel. Have an incredible Wednesday. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.